Mr. Pearson?
You all right there, Mr. Morgan?
Sure.
You look a little peaky.
Peaky.
Peaky? Tell you what, you find me a rabbit and I'll make you my special soup. Put the hair on your chest, get you feeling perfect.
Now I am a prisoner in the Stillwater jail I lie.
And we are live. Welcome back to part 12 of Free Roam Fridays, where we free roam with Arthur in chapter 2. And look at what we have for you today. I know you guys are obsessed with this jacket, which I like to call Mr. Pearson's Denim Scout Rabbit Coat. I do think this coat would look better on John, but I also know I would absolutely wear this in real life. Life, like the game, is full of contradictions. Let's get started. We grabbed an oxen after we saw Lily Millet and Cooper. We took care of all the Herr Strauss business off camera, and we are on our way home to open up the ledger. We needed this oxen for Arthur's rug. Let's check in with Mr. Pearson and get some camp upgrades. Also like to see where we are on the satchel situation. I like to unlock all of these at once.
How you doing?
You deserve it, Mr. Morgan.
Miss Jones?
Reverend?
Well, a little something for me. Ah, yes, that'll be much appreciated.
Guess we'll see if anyone notices.
We really need a moose. We were on our way to Riggs Station to look for badgers when we ran into this character.
Please! Sir, please stop! Oh, I beg you! Oh, I'm in bad sorts here. I took a little jolt and have managed to get myself hopelessly lost. I am staying in Strawberry. If you could just guide me back.
Can't think of a good reason to say no.
Oh, thank you, sir. Shall I hop up there on the back with you?
Your legs work, don't they?
Well, yes, I suppose. It's just a little demeaning.
I am unsure why we have to walk him back when Arthur would be happy to give him a ride.
What are you doing out here anyway? It clearly ain't your natural habitat.
No, I'm just visiting. I'm from New York City, actually.
You don't say.
Oh, yes. There was some talk at the country club about this burgeoning little resort town called Strawberry. So I thought it might be quite the trip to see what all the fuss was. Perhaps make a few investments while it was still undervalued. Turns out I was made the fool.
Not enjoying it, then?
It's a town of splinters, if you could call it much of a town at all. I'd hardly stepped off the carriage and I'd taken in the whole place. I suppose some might call it charming. Let me tell you, charm is not worth much these days. You show me a timber frame shack and I'll show you Broadway. And meanwhile you have this mayor, a quite intolerable blowhard. A little bespoke woodwork and he thinks this is a cultural hub? The man's completely deluded. Well, I should give him some credit. He must be quite the salesman. He did get me out here after all, more fool me. Now I'm tromping through the leaves and I'm up with some cowboy. No offense.
So rude. There are days when I regret my commitment to the Good Honor playthrough, and today is surely one of those days. I'd really like to set his cart on fire right now. Moving on.
Oh yes, this does look familiar. Are we close to town? Sir, you've rescued me from the depths! You seem quite the resourceful sort, sir. If for some reason you plan to spend any time in Strawberry, you may want to look into that gabbing mayor. Something is definitely off with him.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see this pulp heap.
Maybe stay in town for now, huh?
A rock and a hard place. Thanks anyway.
At least we picked up a little honor and got that tip about the mayor.
New Yorkers. Jesus.
What are you waiting for?
Okay, let's go investigate this mayor.
To Strawberry! Welcome!
Welcome to our fair city. Citizens, enjoy yourselves. Visitors, amuse yourselves. We are a simple mountain town for people who believe in a better, wiser, kinder America.
Mark? Did I catch you on another break? Look around. You see any crimes?
Welcome to Strawberry, my friends. And to those that live here, stay here. We're a fine town for fine people.
New York again. Let me
An
tell
oasis of culture and civilization in the West. American ingenuity, European sophistication, fine architecture, and above all, good manners. All here in West Elizabeth.
I'm staying close to him to see if we can trigger any dialogue, and then we get trapped by the furniture.
Be well, my proud people. Be well and be happy. Temperance, diligence, forbearance shall make for a happy land here. All we ask is you give us a chance to make you happy. A chance to make you feel like this is your home.
Hello, sir.
Since I've been elected mayor, I have reduced the criminal element significantly, but more than that, I have raised the cultural element. We have transformed Strawberry into a veritable Versailles of the West. A Venice in the mountains. Manhattan without the pollution. We are a sophisticated place for sophisticated folk. So welcome one, welcome all. Whether you're stopping for an hour or a lifetime, we embrace you.
Let's follow him and see what he does.
Welcome. New in Strawberry?
This is a really nice hotel. I do love this railing. I'd like that in my house. Regrettably, the mayor completely ignores Arthur, but at least we know his name is Nicholas Timmons. Let's go find a badge. This field just north of Riggs Station is a great location for badgers. They are generally nocturnal and you'll have better luck at night, but we like to film during the day. We'll do this in real time. Just ride around and look for white. They are rabbit-sized, but they do not move like rabbits.
Yep.
Here you go. And here is the location. And Arthur has a couple more locations for badgers that he likes, so let's move on.
There, girl.
You can find badgers on either side of the oil rig. Again, they spawn better at night.
Yeah.
And here is a 2-star. Let's shoo him away and see if we can get any of his 3-star cousins to spawn.
Yep.
Here's your map. Check just north and just south of the oil derrick at night for all your badger-related needs.
Oh, you again, girl.
And Arthur got bored looking for badgers during the day and saw this buck and wondered if he could make the shot. And it looks like we did. Nice. Horses, a lovely dapple gray thoroughbred, and this is also a great location for mustangs.
Yep. Yep.
Looks like we got to the buck too late. I think it was a combination of the distance and getting distracted by all of those horses. Oh well. And now Arthur is looking for something to shoot from the other end. Moving on.
Come on, girl.
Another badger, 1 star.
Yep. Yeah.
And here is a 3 star. We'll get him for the trapper. Here's your map, just south of the oil derrick and so close to camp. Very convenient.
You're okay, girl.
On the way to the strange statues, we had a minor wolf encounter. No big deal.
Okay, girl. Good work. Nice and easy. Easy, girl. Easy, girl. I'm nearly there.
We need some gold for the camp upgrade so we can fix Dutch's tent and fast travel. Also, camp mood will improve when we upgrade everybody else's areas, which Arthur is happy to do even though he often wonders why they can't do it for themselves. Here is your map. Triangulate directly east of Donner Falls, southeast of the I in Amberino, and southwest of the N in Amberino. Every time I go to this location, I think of the beta testers. Imagine knowing nothing of this game and Rockstar gives you an advanced copy to play with, and you're just out exploring the world and you randomly come across this cave. What would that have been like? For me, it would have been like Howard Carter discovering King Tut's tomb. Who was Howard Carter? Well, I'm glad you asked. To quote Wikipedia, Howard Carter was a British archaeologist and Egyptologist who became world famous after discovering the intact tomb, designated KV-62, of the 18th dynasty pharaoh Tutankhamun, colloquially known as King Tut and the Boy King, in November 1922. Let's explore. Now you can spend your day counting fingers and trying to figure out the prime numbers, or you can just be like Arthur and memorize this sequence. Go up to the one-armed statue. Press him first. Counterclockwise or to Arthur's left, press 1. And now turn left again, skip this one, press the next one. Turning left once more, skip the next statue and you should be standing in front of the entrance. Press that one. And here is your gold. You have now solved the riddle of the Sphinx. And what is the riddle of the Sphinx, you may ask? We'll save that for another video. Let's move on.
Yeah. Yep.
Arthur gets a little distracted by this American paint on the way to the Hobbit house.
Yep.
Let's pause as Arthur makes a sketch in his journal. And here is something interesting. Note the markings on this tree. It appears to be an X. Now if we step back behind these rocks, more markings will appear, but only to the naked eye. If we whip out the binoculars, it goes away. You can barely make out what it says. Reddit speculates that it says Master. We can walk up to it and watch it vanish before our very eyes. Arthur is interested, but he is far more interested in collecting the poison arrow recipe, which we can find in this loot box. Here is your map, the mysterious hill home directly south of the eye in Amberino. Moving on. Back at camp, we were going to deal with the camp upgrades when Miss Grimshaw had an update for us.
Mr. Morgan! Mr. Morgan!
Yes, Miss Grimshaw.
One of the girls saw that friend of yours, Mary Gillis, sniffing about.
Mary?
Yes, I never liked that woman, Mr. Morgan. Funny business.
Don't make
Good enough. However, note how Mr. Pearson is in the sweet spot for the rabbit request.
me angry.
Mr. Pearson?
You all right there, Mr. Morgan?
Sure.
You look a little peaky.
Peaky.
Peaky? Tell you what, you find me a rabbit and I'll make you my special soup. Put the hair on your chest, get you feeling perfect.
I just need a rabbit?
It's my special rabbit soup. It's a work of art. I learned the recipe in the Indies. Riddled with scurvy I was then, one bowl. And I was fine.
Thank you.
Honestly, I have never triggered this request this late in Chapter 2. I have found that right when we arrive in Chapter 2 works best for me. For your reference, we are at 30.1% of the game and the time is 11:56 a.m., so before noon, if that helps. This is what I love about Free Roam Fridays. You set off to do one thing and then the game steps in and you fractal off in another direction. Let's go find Mr. Pearson a rabbit. But first, let's deal with the camp upgrades.
What you reading? Probably some silly book. I swear I could do better in my sleep. Then why don't you? Because she was born poor. She was born poor, but maybe she won't die poor. We're all gonna die poor.
Let's get rid of some of these gold bars. It's gotta be pretty heavy carrying those in your satchel all day long.
The world is changing for women. No, it ain't. The world's a place for men to do what they want with us, and we try to survive. Only if you let it.
We get a discount because of the Ultimate Edition, but pretend we don't. You'll need around $1,200 to completely upgrade the camp.
If you'd only see that.
Fast travel, very convenient.
Pearson!
I also really like the chicken coop. It adds a gold deadeye core to the stew. We'll get the horse station at another point. Plenty of rabbits by the oil derrick. Remember to bring Mr. Pearson the whole carcass. Okay, let's drop off that rabbit and check out our new coat.
Arthur?
Hi there, Arthur. I apologize in advance for this stew. It needs better meat.
Caught a
Good
rabbit
job,
for
Mr.
you.
Morgan. Ah, perfect, thank you. I'll get started on that soup.
John? Hey, John. Is that how you speak to me?
I guess it is.
You miserable Scotch sack of shit. Ugh.
Done and done. Note Mary's letter on Arthur's improved boarskin table. I don't know if we'll be reading that letter anytime soon.
Abigail?
What is it, Arthur?
And we are back where we started. This video is sponsored by Batmantonio, my second gaming channel where we play every other video game that isn't Red Dead Redemption 2. Like and subscribe for longer format deep dive gaming commentaries where I overanalyze and focus on the details. We were fooling around with photography mode and took a picture. I really like this silver gelatin filter. It's like having Albert Mason at camp. You can follow the channel's Instagram if you are so inclined at the superantonio. And this, my friends, looks like a convenient place to stop. I hope you enjoyed watching this commentary as much as I enjoyed making it. On Fridays, we free roam. I think we'll look for a moose next. I think a moose is calling to Arthur. I'll see you next week. I'm Super Antonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail,